Well, I'm not sure if I should post anything or not because it seems like, woo, fireworks. I love fireworks. Should be one more. We'll find out. Yep, there it was. Duds. Oh well. We're still in Yaya's world. We're in Yaya's world. And Yaya's in her world. I'm giving out a disclaimer at this point in time. Anything that I have ever posted whatsoever since I have ever created my YouTube page is all fictional. It's made up in my head. It's my perspective. It's my POV, which means point of view. RDJ stands for Run, Damn It, Jenny. Let's see. I'm just trying to get all the disclaimers out there because it seems to be that someone has taken it a point that they feel that I am personally coming at them. And listen, y'all, the only thing I want to tell y'all is that I just don't want to find another fucking, I don't want to find myself, and I don't want to find another freaking person hanging because they love freaking somebody else more than they love themselves. And that's the only reason I started doing my YouTube platform, was to let people know that no matter what you're going through, and yeah, I was sharing my stories of the things I was going through. Yes, I was. Because of the fact that I have been there. I have been toward the point. But you know what? I wasn't a Cub Scout. And I wasn't a freaking brownie. So I don't know how to tie a noose correctly. That's the reason nobody's ever seen me hanging somewhere. Because I refuse to shoot myself because I'm sorry. When you pull a gun, you're going to kill somebody. And I'm sorry. I think I don't know. I just can't do it. And I tried it. I didn't do it. That happened many, many years ago. As a matter of fact, it's been 21 years, 20. It's either been between 19 and 22 years ago when I done that. When I thought about it, and I sat there and I contemplated it. And, you know, life does. The people do this to other people. People destroy people. God don't destroy people. I really care about them. I love them. I always have love in my heart for that person. And, which I consider them one of my bonus kids. And they talk about how much destruction, and he's completely correct. I mean, I'm not saying he's not correct. The dude is correct. I mean, on every point of it. Yes, you're right. Why did God allow it to happen? Why was there so much crucifixion? You know, in the past. During the biblical eras, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, hell, we freaking, the people of this earth, they're the ones that caused the death of Jesus Christ. The people on earth, the people that he was here to save. And, you know, it bumfuggles me, and I understand where they're coming from, and I do apologize. Yes, in my past, I was being petty, and yes, maybe this past year or the year before, I may have posted a video, and I may have put a name in it or something, and I do apologize for doing that. But however, I'm pretty sure that I know for a fact that one of the family members of that family has been a continuing status holding, as in, you know, like sergeant, first sergeant, chief, whatever. I don't even know what you call them anymore. But anyways, I swear, and I'm pretty doggone sure if I've ever done anything on my YouTube platform that disgraced or that was illegal in whatsoever, any shape, form, or fashion, that gentleman there would have made sure that I was buried underneath the freaking city jail or county jail or state jail or whatever, because I know for a fact that man honors his mother, he honors his stepfather, he honors his father. Now his brother, this also right there with him, he might not do the same. However, so in my opinion, if I am, all I'm doing is talking, all I'm doing is telling about my experiences, all I'm doing is wanting people to realize that God is still there, God is still in heaven, and God is still creating miracles, and He's going to continue creating miracles, and He's going to continue to save lives. And I don't care how deep's in hell, which this is not a very good observation in my opinion of hell, because now the one that I had last week, that was a depiction of, because I mean, I didn't start it, all I did was walk up here and I observed it and I was like, oh my gosh, you could melt glass in that. However, it's my life experiences. I am allowed to do that. There is so many people out here in the world, in history books, that have wrote their autobiographies. They wrote their biography or autobiography. Let's see. One of them you do yourself. One of them somebody else does for you. And God has placed it on my heart to continue to beg people to understand He's still here. And you ain't got to give up. You ain't got to take yourself out. Let God lead you. And right now, and God knows, I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble keeping hold of my faith. Because I have been knocked down, beat up, accused, threatened. I mean, I got me and God. Bottom line. The only thing I got control over is me. The only faith I got in anymore in this God-forsaken earth planet is God. Because every human being that I have put faith in, they effed me over. And they know they have. So, if your feelings are getting hurt and you're still subscribing and you're still following my YouTube page, I'm sorry. Stick a fucking cob cab up your freaking ass and get over it. Because not everything's about you. Just so you know it. Because I know in this lifetime I had to learn a long time ago. Things wasn't never about me. And I've got grown, prosperous, successful mother-freaking children that can prove to this earthly realm or this planet, this freaking state, county, city that I'm around, in which, mind you, not one of my kids lives in this fucking town anymore. Nope, this will not be allowed for children under age of 18. I will put that disclaimer out there. This is all fictional. This is my story. It's a story. It's a story. It's a story. So there are no actual characters in this whatsoever other than myself. I am done. I am tired. I'm sorry. I looked up the definition of what STALKER stands for, and I can guarantee you I am not following in those guidelines. I do not follow that description. However, since you do have a anonymous subscriber, I don't know whether it's you yourself that's got a fake profile or if it's someone else that notifies you of when I post something on Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I do YouTube. I've got a YouTube platform. I don't have a Facebook platform. Well, I do, but everybody on my Facebook platform is fake. I mean, that's the only reason I got it is because YouTube requires it. You have to have another platform for them to verify that you are a human being. So, I tell you what, if you are that so caught up in whether or not what I'm going to say in my life, why don't you just show your freaking face? I have no problem meeting you in a public place. Mail me an invitation and I will show up. I am tired. I am sick of it because there are more people out here and you are being the most pettiest piece of human bullcrap that I have ever met in my life, because I have not. When I receive the request never to come on that person's property again, however, I mean, it would have been nice not for it to been your name, considering that you have no legality on that property whatsoever. But however, well, yeah, I guess you do now that y'all are married, but whatever. You go with it, woman. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not no fucking little girl. You need to check and you need to find out and you need to research my freaking resume. So, take your things, and just because, yeah, this video post, oh, it is about you. Oh, this time, yes, ma'am, it's about you. If the shoe fits, wear it. How about that? If the shoe freaking fits your foot and you feel like I'm talking about you, then wear that shoe. However, I'm not on your Facebook. I'm not on your YouTube. I'm not on your Instagram. I'm not on your cell phone. I'm not calling your phone number. I'm not texting your phone number. I'm not calling your husband. I'm not texting your husband. I am not trying to get in touch with nobody that you keep claiming that I'm stalking. I'm doing my videos. I'm telling my freaking stories. I am trying to reach people out there that need to hear about God. And undoubtedly, you need to hear about God a whole lot more. Maybe you shouldn't have quit going to church with your mother-in-law. You need to go back to church with your mother-in-law a few more times, or go with your aunt that gave you everything you got. How about that? Start attending church on a regular basis if you think I'm coming after you. Because all I want to do is tell my story, because I want other people to know that they can get through it. They ain't got to die. They ain't got to take their own life. They can survive what this universe is throwing at them. They can survive at what people like you are throwing at them. And I'm going to keep going. And I tell you what, if I get arrested, I get arrested and I go to freaking jail. They can bury me under it. But I am getting these words out because I know for a freaking fact that I have done nothing but want to give out positivity. I want to give love back to the freaking universe. I want people to understand. Stop giving up on life. I want people to understand. Quit beating down your neighbor. Quit trying to tear them down. Quit trying to make them a piece of crap. Just because you think you a little bit better than them, well, you know what? You take your little bit better butt and you shove it somewhere else. Because I am done with it. I'm sorry. I'm in a rant. God help me. Please guide my words, and I know I've already messed up and I've already said a few cuss words, and I do apologize for y'all out there because I don't like it. God even knows I don't like it. And I'm just sick and tired of it. I'm tired. I don't understand what I ever done to anyone in my past. If there is one freaking human being in the state, all over I tell you what, I don't give a freaking crap if you're all over the earth. I don't care what country, what state, what city, what continent, what ocean you come from. If I have come up against you and I caused you strife in your life, and I want you to sit and think about it before you come at me, because you need to understand something. If I was the one that caused the problem, you need to really think, because I know who's caused the problems in my life. Now, before I was of the age of understanding, no, there were other people in my life. You doggone right there was, and I will, and they will be held accountable before God. But that's God's place. It ain't mine. It ain't mine. All I've done is recover from it. I've recovered from what happened to me. My entire freaking life, from the time I was born until the time I'm 51 years old. It's August the 31st, 2025. You doggone right. But yes, until I reach the age of understanding, which I choose the age of 13, the age of 13, when I saw a revival of Perry Stone at Central Lake Church of God in East Griffin, Georgia. When I accepted Christ in my life to come save me and take me away from what I was going through, what I'd been going through since I was 3 years old, you doggone right I gave every bit of faith in God. And you know what? For many years, it stopped. It stopped. All of it stopped. It went away. And then when I was 17 years old, I met a boy. A boy. I was a little girl, in my opinion. I wasn't a little girl. I was a teenager. I mean, hell, I got awoken at 3 years old. My innocence got taken away from me at that age. So take your higher than mighty self that you are so, I mean, if you're married to him, what are you worried about? You ain't got a thing to freaking worry about, woman. You got it all. You got the blessing, because if he marries you, I know for a fact the only way that man's going to marry another woman is if his mama gives a blessing and his daughter gives a blessing. So you ain't got a freaking thing to worry about. So you need to stop with your threats. Because I have had law enforcement as well look into my YouTube page and make sure that I have not crossed the line and I've not committed a crime. So, in YouTube, you have to sign a contract in order to be able to put something on a platform and to have a platform and to continue out there. You have to do this. So therefore, if there was anything at any point in time that would be deemed the minutest amount of being illegal or going disgruntled against another human being, I can guarantee you YouTube would have stopped it. So I tell you what, Missy, ma'am, Miss, J, I'm trying to be nice. I know you want to be called by your name, and I'll call you by your name. In person. Not on somebody else's property, though. It will be public. Don't you dare. Because I don't own nothing right now, Missy. I am an individual that works. I work on a daily basis. I work for a roof over my head. I work for food to eat. And yes, ma'am, I work for my alcohol. Since you want to say that it's all because I'm an alcoholic. But hey, kettle, pot calling the kettle black, in my opinion. But whatever. That's one opinion against the other. All I can say is get off. If you don't like what I got to say, and you don't like the fact that I'm trying to encourage people to do better with their lives, and I'm trying to encourage people to find God in their hearts and to lean and have faith in the Bible and have faith in God, you want to sit here and condemn me because of the crap I've been through and the fact that I know the only reason that I'm still alive today is because of the fact of the ultimate, most divine, whatever entity in the world is God, and God has been the only one that has kept me from dying all these times that people's come up against me, just like you're trying to come up against me. Listen, you got him. You got the house, you got the truck, you got the car. Well, now that there's one of them, don't belong to him. Just remember that the everyday one that belongs to Mama, and it will always be Mama's. But yeah, so you got the camper, you got the garage, you got the tractor, you got the blah 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 blah, etc. 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 So what are you worried about? If you're sleeping in the bed with him every night, if you are curled up and you got your arms wrapped up around him, or he's got his arms wrapped up around you, and he's sticking his wanker up in your holy, then girl, woman, what the crap are you so freaking worried about? Get off of it. You're the one with an issue, because guess what? I've not entered your property. I've never entered your property. Never. And the only reason I know where you live at is because, let's see, it was wintertime. It would have been last November, December, when this probably happened. And the temperatures had dropped to like below 28 degrees. And somebody had lost their diamond ring and the keys to the truck. Guess who he was with on those hours that you were hunting for the keys and you stumbled out of your driveway onto the paved road, Missy? Missy. Yep, sure was on the phone with me the whole freaking time. So, take that. I offered you. I was going to give you a ride. I was being nice. I didn't even realize who you were. All I saw was a little woman staggering out into the freaking road, Missy. So, yeah, you want to call me little girl? I'm going to call you Missy. And then, yep, when I realized who you were, you doggone right I did. I circled back around. I offered you a ride again. And when you turned down the ride the second time, you know what I told you? I was like, well, here, how about take a jacket? Because it's really cold. And it was really cold. You know, it was only like 28 degrees that morning. It was 5 a.m. in the morning, between 5 and 5:30 a.m. in the morning. So, I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be a human being. I was doing what God told me to do. Turn around. Go back and check on that woman. Because that's the kind of person I am. Because I would hope that if that was me, if I was disoriented and I done gotten hurt and been into an altercation or whatever the circumstances may have been, but I am disoriented and I'm trying to find a diamond ring. Oh my God, that's the day y'all got engaged. Oh God, I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad he gave you my diamond ring. Well, it probably wasn't mine because I'll just go check with somebody. I know who to check with to see if he came back for the same diamond ring or if he got a new one. But anyway, I am so sorry that you lost your engagement ring. I hope you really found it. God's honest truth, I hope you did, because he is not a cheapskate. I know that about him 100%. He ain't no cheapskate. If he's going to buy you a piece of jewelry, it's going to be flashy. And everybody's going to know he bought it for you. So congratulations that y'all got engaged at that point in time in your life. But you lost the keys to the truck too. And you had lost the truck because the truck was already gone. I don't know if you realized that morning, but the truck was already at his house. That's how you lost the keys, because he got in the truck and he left. But anyways, and then he hit me up. But anyways, and I even offered you a jacket. You don't want to ride? Okay, no problem, I understand. So how about a jacket? I was just trying to give you a jacket, that morning. I didn't want to see some woman being cold out there. And yes, when I offered you the jacket, that is when I realized exactly who you were and why my phone had been blowing up since 4:30 a.m. Yeah, I was asleep. Thank you very much. Yeah, my phone got hit up at 4:30 a.m. and it got blowed up for the next, several hours, as a matter of fact. I was even requested to come and pay him a visit, and I turned him down. But whatever. So, but at least y'all were engaged, and now you're married. So now if you catch him messing around on you, if you don't already know about it, but you're probably one of them women. I mean, I've got friends. I've got other female friends. They're the same way. They don't care. As long as hubby's home on the weekends and hubby brings the paycheck home, if hubby wants to go and sleep with whatever when they're out of town or when they're not around me, they're good with it. I'm not that kind of woman. I'm sorry. I want one man, and I want that man to want one woman. Sorry. That's just the way I am. That's the way God wrote it in the Bible, and that's just the way I see it. So, anybody else, if they're out there and they think that that's what they, and I do understand I have a history for those that actually know who I am on this platform. Yes, I am very well of the history that I have 10, 15 years ago. And you know what? So be it. Who cares? Why does it should matter? It's not about who I was then. It's about who I am now. And it's about loving, caring, actually respecting an individual, respecting that person's family, whether you like them people or not. Because I'm going to go ahead and tell you, there's a few folks in that family that no, I don't care for. Never did care for. Won't ever care for. And you know what? That's fine. Because guess what? I don't have to. It's not my place to. That's God's decision to make. Judgment is left to God. It ain't gonna matter. Yes, I understand. Yes, we have our laws here on the land. And you know what? And that's why I did. I've been just, okay, God, I'm leaving it in your hands. I'm leaving it in your hands, God. And today, you know what? And I have left it in God's hands. And you know what? Every time I thought I was going to make a little fun, well, God, you know, maybe I ought to call somebody. Maybe I ought to maybe I ought to find out more about this YouTube stuff, these YouTube platforms, and what I'm supposed to do, and how I'm supposed to protect myself and make sure, and protect others, because I do want to protect other people. You know, I don't want to hurt nobody else as well. I mean, you know, I got kids, I got grandkids, I got cousins, aunts, uncles. I got a mama and daddy too, you know. Um, Daddy's adopted, but yeah, I got that daddy. Don't know the other one. Ha 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 ha. But what's it gonna matter? It ain't gonna matter in the future anyway. It's whatever God intends to happen. So all I've got to say is, you know, it's about smiling every day, being grateful to God for what blessings we do have. You know, no, I may not own a shelter over my head at this moment. I don't own a vehicle at this moment in my life. I don't have $50,000 in my checking account. I don't have $5,000 in my savings account at this moment. However, I'm trusting in God, and I know God's going to be there, and God's going to provide. I ain't went without. I've got food every day. I've got shelter over my head. I mean, I've got protection. So, I mean, you know, God's doing his job for me as a human being. So, I mean, you know, and no, I may not have what the neighbor's got. I may not have what so-and-so's got down the road. I may have effed up my own self by turning my back on someone. However, they know what they done wrong to me all those years for the reason that I did walk away from it. The reason I did walk away was for my own sanity and my own peace of mind. Just like now. I am doing this video. I'm going to lose my place to live. I've already done got that warning. If I post anything, even if I post a smiley face, I'm losing my place where I reside at. You know what? I don't give a flying flip, because you know what? God. It's all about God and being humankind. I mean, be nice to another freak. Stop freaking effing other human beings over. All y'all doing is effing your own self over in the end. That's the way I see it. In my opinion, when you're sitting there and you're constantly so observed on another human person, and you're so worried about what they're doing and what they're up to, all you're doing is you're hurting yourself and another human being. Because if you're busy looking at me, then that means that you're neglecting somebody on the side. Just like me right now. The reason that I was told not to post nothing else is because it's considered a neglect of my duties, of my establishment, of the contract that I made in January 3rd, 2025 to be exact, and I ain't got a problem with it. And all of you can, I'm sorry. One thing I know how to do right, cook, clean, laundry, slava knob. I ain't gonna lie. You doggone right I signed a contract on January 3rd for it. Doggone right I did. Because I needed shelter at that time. I was sick and tired of sleeping in my freaking car. And God told me to do it. God showed me that there was something that I was supposed to do for this person. I'm supposed to help heal this person one way or another. How am I supposed to know? Because right now, with the interruptions that's been going on in our relationship, I can't even have a relationship with him. Because somebody wants to boo-hoo and cry because even though they're married to the person, they own it all. I mean, they're newlyweds. They ain't even made it a whole year yet. And if they're already fighting and they ain't made it a whole year, but the first year's the hardest. That's what I've always heard. First year's the hardest is all I can say to you. First year's always the hardest. So once you get that past that first year, you should be in the clear. So, I mean, I don't know if y'all got married last year, if y'all got married this year. I just know that according to you, you're married. So, y'all married. And I'll take it that way. I'm just saying, out there to y'all, y'all, you know me. I'm not going to do nothing but speak a freaking truth. 2021. 2021 is probably the last freaking time I ever told a lie. Flat ass, blatant, look at somebody else standing there and lie to that person. And they already knew it. They already knew the answer, but they gave me a chance. And this was a friend, somebody that was a friend. And it broke my heart to see the look in that friend's eyes of the fact that how I just lied to them blatantly. Lied to them. Oh, they waited. Oh, didn't call me out right then. They waited a couple hours. They thought it all through. They gave me a chance to come back and have a conversation with them. And I didn't. And that day when I was backing out that driveway, I said then, God, please help me. Even when it hurts. Even when it's going to hurt me. When I'm going to get hurt because of it. Never let me lie again. And God hasn't. God has not. Number one, I learned something that day. I learned a lot that day. It ain't worth it. It's not worth a lie. It's not worth losing somebody you care about and that you love. It's not worth losing family over. It's not worth losing a friend, somebody that had helped you when you were in the deepest and the darkest hole. A friend that pulled you up and gave you a lending hand when nobody else would. When everybody else in your life had turned their backs on you. And then you stand there and you lie to their face. It's wrong. And I said I'd never do it again. So that's one of the number one reasons why I've not had very many friends. And, you know, some folks may perceive my last 5 years as that I've been with a lot of lovers. I've not had lovers. I've not had lovers. I've had, what would you call them? Friends with benefits, FWB. The first time somebody ever asked me, sent me that text message. Sitting there chit-chatting back and forth with a person. You know, trying to move on, trying to move ahead, trying to you know, do that thing that we're supposed to do when our hearts are broken and they've left us behind. They don't want to have nothing to do with us no more. Their families have done cut us off, and our own families have cut us off because of who we did choose to be with. And then that person that we chose to be with, they don't really want to be with us. They just wanted a quick hookup for a short period of time. But it really don't matter anymore, you know? It's just God's the ultimate judge. And God has already done, like they said, our names are written in the book. Our life is already written down. God knows exactly where we're supposed to end up and how we're supposed to end up. However, God gives us free will to go through that, to go through this life. God, yes, He knows what the ultimate outcome's going to be, whether we're going to end up in heaven or we're going to end up in hell. God already knows that part of it. But He continuously, throughout our lifetime, gives us a chance, especially if in the beginning, if we start out and we're going to be, we're going to end up in hell. Do you not think that, He's a forgiving God. It's said over and over and over in the Bible. I am a forgiving God. And He does. He forgives every day on a daily basis, no matter where you're at, what you've done, how bad things have been, even with the 10 Commandments. And I understand. And I do. I live a lot by the first. I do. I do follow a lot of the First Testament. And one of the reasons I follow a lot of the First Testament is because the First Testament is spiritual. It's all about having faith. It's all about feeling what the transmission of what's going on inside your soul. And that's the reason I say I'm spiritual, because yes, I do. I listen to tarot. I can do tarot. I don't need cards. I can sit down and I can shake your hand and I can probably tell you a few things. It's just I've learned in the last few years is it's not perceived to be God. That's evil. God had 12 disciples, followed Him continuously. Sarah had an angel. Mary had an angel. Joseph had an angel visit them. Daniel had an angel. Saul had an angel come visit him. It's so many. And so if you're going to tell me that no, you can't know that. No, God's not talking to you. No, God's not telling you something. No, you can't say that. No, an angel didn't come visit. No, your sister didn't come see you last night. No, your granny didn't come see you. No, Granny Charlotte hasn't been standing over you, hovering over you, telling you that you're not doing that right. It's those kind of things that how can you tell me that you're going to go to church and you paying your tithes every Sunday, but you're out at the club and you're drinking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and you're talking down on people and you're putting people down and you're being ugly to people and you're mistreating people and you're deceiving people, but you got God. Okay? It's not my decision to make whatsoever. Not mine to make. And yes, and me and God discuss it every day. Yes, I am an alcoholic. Yes, I am an active alcoholic. I am an active alcoholic, which means I drink. However, me and God has been in deep meditation. We have been in deep, constant. And God is working.